Hello, everyone. My name is Doc Holliday. Thank you for tuning in. Um, Today, I want to talk about the big topic, front and center, is the fact that we are going to have, and I hate to say this, 1 million people dead from the coronavirus, from COVID-19. We are going to have 1 million people dead in the U.S. by April the 1st of 2021. I understand that that's April Fool's Day, but it's going to be April Fool's on American being the fools that is allowing itself to fall victim to COVID-19. And mind you, and you can check the previous video, I'm the person, and probably the only person, that went against that stupid narrative that I forget what university, I think it was, I don't want to say the wrong university. Um, I want to say it was in the Northwest someplace. But they had said that it was going to be like 400,000 deaths by election, or by election day. If I'm not mistaken, it was by election day, or it was either by election day or the first of the year. And I was like, no, that's crazy. That's nowhere possible. And mind you, I'm right. It's only 265,000 deaths or whatever. Is it that many? No, 245,000 deaths right now. Whereas, now let me set up this stream for you. So, go. Oh, sorry. I am adjusting this, so give me a second. So I'm kind of goofy in thought. All right. So, what was I saying? I don't know. I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah, 1 million people by April. Um, yeah, and it was we got. They said it was going to be 400,000 by, I think they said by the year's end. Obviously, it's not going to be 400,000 because we only got like 100 and no, we got 245,000. And so, I mean, it would basically mean that we would have to have basically 155,000 more deaths in a month and a half. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, that was that thing. But the numbers now are like exponentially higher than they were when that university had made that prediction. Again, the numbers are exponentially higher. Now I'm looking at worldometers. A lot of people, they look at what do you call it? The thing from let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get it out here. A lot of people use this data or whatever, but a lot of times when I come to this, it be inconclusive data, so I don't even like using that. I like using world meters information. But that being said, um, it shows that it has 135,000 people who had COVID yesterday from the U.S. And the day before it was 127,000. I'm talking to you now. It's 1:47 in the morning on the East Coast. So yeah, you're pushing like 130,000 that we have. And like again, at the times before, let me just click in here real quick. If you go look back, I think they might have said that back in like October sometime, say like October 17th or something, like they had 60,000. We got 60,000 cases that was going on a day that was being reported. But now, like I said, we're at 130,000 dead blasted people that are being affected daily right now. So it's exponentially. It's twice as much as we were getting, just a month ago. So, if we don't change the trajectory that we are headed on, it could be even worse than the million deaths by April the 1st. And this is absolutely ridiculous. So, of course, naturally, I'm very happy that we have a new administration in. But I'm afraid, at least in the beginning, the new administration may not deviate that much from what the current administration is doing. But I hope that is not the case. I hope I can present some things to you all through YouTube and everything that will educate you as to where we are right now, sort of like a reintroduction to COVID-19, and to illustrate, what we need to do to actually solve the problem. And I hope that that all of the politicians and everything, especially for the new administration, and I know that they're going to have a task force and everything, coronavirus task force. I hope that as a result of the task force, that you all will look at some of my recommendations or some of my talking points as a jump off for things to be initiated throughout the country to bring this coronavirus thing to a close at its earliest convenience, because we are in dire need of a change of direction and a change of course. As many of you know, the presidency doesn't actually change hands until January 20th of next year. So that is, what is that, like 60, 70 days from now? That's a long time from now. Just, looking at that, 70 days from now, as you can see, the U.S. had 135,000 cases today. 135,000. 135,000 cases the U.S. had today. We got 70 more days of Donald Trump. That's almost 10,000 cases right there that we would have. I'm sorry, 10,000, 10 million cases. Whew. If it were only 10,000, that would be almost 10 million cases that we are going to have if we are, if we just stay at the current rate of infection that we have right now at 135,000 a day, if it doesn't escalate from that, which it has already escalated exponentially within a month's time, and the present government isn't doing anything to mitigate it or to change the outcome or the direction of the numbers. Everybody is basically sitting on their hands, waiting on the antibody. What is it? Vaccine, for the vaccine to be produced. But the thing is that it would take for the vaccine to be distributed to everyone. It would take a year for a vaccine. If it was just one vaccine, we just use one vaccine, it would take a year for, it would take over a year for all of America to be vaccinated by that one vaccine. So so I just, okay, this is, say, give it a benefit of the doubt. Say it takes 6 months, but I think it was, what was it? Was it Pfizer? Who was it? One of the companies had said that they will only be able to make like 32 million doses of the vaccine. I think it was Hector Berthaway's. What's the guy's name? His company, Berkshire Hathaway. Not what is his company? Forget his name. I mean, forget him and the company's name, but you know what I'm talking about. He had said that, or the company said that it would be like 32 million doses that they'd be able to produce in a year's time, and I think they'll be able to do 10 times that the following year, which would be great. But again, we have these numbers like this, and we have 330 some million people in the U.S. So by us getting only 32 million in 1 year's time, the 300 and some million that we need, that take 2 years to give it to everyone in the population, or to make the medicine, yet alone give it to everyone in the population. That in itself takes time. And then if you have to go 2 doses as well, so that makes it that much more time inducive, more time conducive. I can't talk right now. It's 2:00 in the morning. Sorry. That's more time that the virus can continue to spread. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to move on to a different topic. Okay. First of all, we got to do a reintroduction. We got to do like a re-education to the whole nation as to what coronavirus is. So we got to start with our medical doctors, because you have a ton of medical doctors that are absolutely dumb as heck, brain dead as to any kind of sense in dealing with the coronavirus. So, and not only doctors, but also anybody in the medical field. We have to do a major retraining for the whole nation, but we especially have to do it for those that are in the medical field, because we look for those people that are in the medical field to delineate the information to their not constituents, but to their patients. But the problem is you have a lot of people, you have a lot of doctors that are Republicans, and they have been brainwashed with the Republican talking points, so much so that I have personally gone into a doctor's office recently for the last couple of weeks, And when I went in there, the doctor told me, "Oh, okay, you don't have to wear that in here." Like as far as my respirator, you don't have to wear that in here. You can take that off. That's not needed, huh? We're in the middle of an epidemic here. What do you mean that's not needed? I can take it off. And true, we may have been, 6 feet away from each other, but we're talking to each other, communicating back and forth, explaining things to each other. We are, you know, things are going back and forth. Our air mass is exchanging, is you know, is impacting each other. Our breath, our what the particles that would contain the COVID-19 virus would be easily transplanted upon the doctor and vice versa if we had the COVID-19 virus within ourselves. So it is absolutely asinine that that was done. And I've had like that has been the major situation to where recently this year it has taken me so long to get my neck surgery is because of the COVID thing. And one of my doctors, a doctor that I went to get a second opinion on, like, dude was like, he doesn't have to wear a mask unless unless he actually has COVID. And he can actually, inspect me and everything. And it's just like, what? And this is a medical doctor. So, and granted, this was back in March or so, but still, he's a medical doctor, a surgeon at that. So, yeah, we have to re-educate the populace as to what is coronavirus, how it spreads, and how we are to fight it. So I'm going to do that for you. Excuse me. So, how it spreads. COVID-19 spreads via molecules that are either airborne or to a greater concentration contained within bodily fluids, such as sweat, spit, blood, things of that nature. Those are bodily fluids. Again, also, it is transmittable through air. It is very, very small. In fact, it is so small that the Centers for Disease Control, they actually recommend that everyone utilize a mask that is N95 or better to prevent the spread of the COVID-19, the coronavirus. So I want you to remember that. They say it has to be N95 or better. The reason why I said I want you to remember that is because I want to talk about, well, yeah, just remember that. I want to also go further into how it spreads. Say, for example, if the doctor's office, for example, say, for example, if the doctor had the virus, and I was to have gone to the doctor's office and say it's like 2:30 or whatever it's for my doctor's appointment, and that doctor has been in there all day. With that doctor being in there all day, that doctor, and if that doctor had the virus and they weren't wearing a mask, the doctor um, would have been breathing out a lot of the COVID. They would be basically leaching the COVID out of themselves. Because remember, everyone can be contagious up to 12 days prior to them actually having the virus, and 12 days after them actually getting rid of all the symptoms and everything. So the doctor could be in there, not knowing that they have the virus, not showing any symptoms, but yet leaching a lot of the virus as they've been in there. As I said, it's now 2:30 or whatever. I'm going in there to see the doctor, and by it being 2:30, a lot it's the air is thick with COVID, because the way COVID is not only does it have like I treat it like case in point. Look at COVID from the bodily fluids aspect as the same as it being like, and you gotta excuse my French, it being a turd, like a boo-boo turd. It being some manure, yes, manure, some horse manure, right? So I don't know if you ever gone out in the fields. If you ever catch horses or whatever, you have to come and clean. You have to clean the stalls or whatever every morning. And so every morning, in the mornings, it's always cold. So you would always, especially with some fresh crap, you would see the steam rising from the dang on manure all the time, right? So okay, now you're the person, the doctor. You're in there talking it up. You got your kids, your grandbabies, you got your customers not customers, but your patients coming in. You got your coworkers coming in. You having a good time. You're not wearing a mask, and you get all this spit just everywhere, and that spit is basically like that manure being spread all over that desk, and it's just going to be keep on leaching or whatever, and it's going to be there up until either A, the natural light kills it or something, or B, it goes through its natural half-life stages until it is dead. So, which could be, days, not seconds, but days. So, and so that's the liquid stuff that actually falls on a desk or a lap and everything. Now, in addition to that, you also have the aerosol stuff, and the aerosol stuff is the stuff that that floats when you talk. That is not that is not that is almost is carried in your breath as you breathe. It's so minute, you know what I mean? That it's almost to the it's lofty. It's almost like smoke. You know what I mean? Like the extra smoke off of the boo boo or whatever. Or take for example cigarette smoke the same way. You know, again, using a hospital example, or the doctor's office example, you go in there, she's smoking in there the whole day and everything, so the room is full of smoke. As soon as I go in there and be in there for however long, 15 minutes, a half hour, whatever, I'm full now with all that cigarette smoke. I'm full now with all of that COVID-19 stuff that's in the air. It's in my clothes. It's in my clothes. I'm full of it now. I'm breathing in. I hadn't worn my mask or anything like that. And then okay, I'm leaving. I go home. All right. So I leave and I go home. Now I'm gonna show you what happens. Okay, I leave and go home. At this point, I want to see how I can explain this and not lose my point. Let me back up for a second. Because it brings up a point I want to mention. At this point, I have said that I haven't worn the mask, right? And what I want to illustrate is, if I had worn a mask and I take my mask off while in the car and still wearing my clothes after being in the doctor's office for 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, I am doing myself a disservice, because I have now get all of that smoke or whatever still in my clothes when I get into my car. I have now taken off my mask, but I still have that coronavirus stuff in my clothes right now. You do not want to take your mask off until you are able to go home and take off all of your clothes and put them in the washing machine. The reason why is because you could not only have all the smoke or whatever in it, but somebody could have been talking to you and some of that saliva could have landed on you and stuck embedded in your clothes or in your hair, or some of it, you've been in that environment that was so thick of the virus that's in there that it is actually embedded within your hair. You can smell cigarette smoke. Oh man, why was I in that house? You know what I'm saying? You can smell it in your clothes, in your hair, if you've been in there for a long enough period. You do not want to take your mask off until you actually are able to be at home and take off all of your things and put them into the washing machine. And that is the best thing to do, because what often happens is, and I hadn't even thought about it, but I've been guilty of doing it myself. What often happens is we take off our mask inside of the car, and number one, we take it off on the side of the car, then we hang it up on the visor. That's number one, right? We got a lot of issues, yo. God. Because the reason why I say that is because we really do. Okay. The masks are supposed to be single use only. Every mask is single use only. Every mask is single use only. Every mask, I don't care what it is single use only, unless you were to have it cleaned. Unless you were to have it cleaned, it's single use only. So that means these masks right here, can you see? Blue mask and everything, blue and white mask. Yeah, they are single use. Now, what do I mean by single use? Single use means that, give you a case in point, in a hospital setting, because these are primarily used in a hospital setting. A doctor would say, okay, I'm about to do surgery. So they will put on a mask, they go into the surgery room, they're performing the surgery, they leave the surgery room, they disrobe, and they'll take their mask off, and they would throw it away before they would go into another room, because they wouldn't want to be cross-contaminating things, especially when you have open wounds, or or you have fear of cross-contamination. So that would mean that, for example, you should not be using the same mask, like these ones, every day for a week. Because I'm sure that there are a lot of families that are out there throughout America that don't have access to a lot of cash. That means that you cannot wear a mask like this, big face diaper thing that they give at the airports. We'll talk about the airports in just a second. This is a single-use thing. This is a single-use item, one time only. Now, with both of these items, you can wash them, then use them again. But without them being washed, they are to be single-use only. So, how do I define single-use? Single-use is going to get in your car, you're going to go to the grocery store. Before you enter that grocery store, you have taken it out of that bag, you're checking it, and you bent around this top part, and you said, oh man, this ain't got the wire in here, so this isn't the top. So, because remember, the wire has to be in the top. That's the part we want to pinch around the nose to make sure that it stays above. The wire part cannot be on the bottom. This is not going to help you. The wire part has to be on top to make sure that you can get as good of a seal around your nose and mouth as possible to make sure that no air is able to transfer through your mask without going through the little bitty fibers and everything that ain't here that are supposed to entrap any kind of virus that you may come in contact with inside these this pattern, this material. With you having it upside down and no proper seal above your nose and around your mouth, you are not getting any protection from the coronavirus. So make sure that you are putting your mask on the correct way when you do put them on. Now, again, as far as how long single use, so you go ahead and put it on prior to you going into the store. You wearing it now. At that point, and you wear it. You don't take it off. You wear it. You go to this grocery store. You do your shopping and everything. You wear it. And now you got to be religious about this. Now you got to be religious. You got to wear this thing, because you can't take it off to talk to anybody like that. Because if you take it off, if you pull it away from your mouth, here, let me show you how to put it on. You put it on here. You got this part here. squeeze it together. That way it won't pull down or whatever. But now you get it like this, right? You get it like this. Now you can't do this to talk, because guess what? You're breathing now everything else on the outside. You can't do that. So you have to, you got it on like this. You got to talk really loud to make sure that your voice is processed through the mask. Because if you don't, it's people aren't going to hear you. But it is what it is. You would much rather them hear you, and you might get a little bit hot in the mask, but you better serve to get hot in the mask than dead not in the mask. So remember that. Again, so no doing that. The other thing I'm going to say no doing is you can't say, okay, for example, everybody going to school, you can't pull it down like this and say, okay, I'm going to eat now. Yeah, man, that food good and everything, that stuff good. And then you doing that for a half hour. And guess what you're doing also for that same half hour? You are inhaling any kind of bacteria or whatever that is on this mask, because the mask is doing its job. The mask is doing its job. It's keeping that stuff right up in this filter right here and keeping it from going past this filter to go into your mouth. But what you are deciding to do now, since you're having your food and you put your mask down, have it hanging down right here instead of on your nose or whatever, and foregoing maybe lunch, that is not called single use, or that is not what a single use is. A single use would be, okay, if you are in school, you're about to go have lunch, you take this thing right here and you can either throw this away, or you can say, okay, I've used this for the first half of my day. I am going to now take this and put it into a little Ziploc bag and put it in there. That is now used. I am going to eat my lunch. And then after I finish eating my lunch, I'm going to go to I'm going to use my little wet wipes or whatever, wash my hands, or my little, what do you call it? Hand sanitizer or whatever that you got. And I'm going to open up my little Ziploc bag, a different Ziploc bag. I'm going to grab me another mask. I'm going to put it on, and I'll wear that for the remainder of my school time, or the remainder of my work day. But I am not going to drape the mask below my chin. This mask should not be a fashion symbol either. I know you got Louis Vuitton stuff and everything, and everybody want to look cute. I don't know what the deal is, but it's not a fashion statement. In addition to that, a lot of people are buying these fashion statements for masks. In order for the mask to be beneficial for you, it has to be at a minimum N95 or better. Straight up cloth masks, these face diapers are not N95. They're not going to prevent you from catching the COVID. They may keep a lot of the COVID from being spread to other people if you wear this mask, but this ain't going to keep you from catching COVID. If this is keeping you from catching COVID, all of your doctors in the hospitals would just be wearing these masks. They wouldn't have all the space suits that they've been wearing for the past, umpteen months. They wouldn't have the zero air pressure or zero, what do you call it? zero oxygen. What is it? Zero pressure. I don't know. Outflow, negative outflow. I forget what it is. It's been a while since I done a thing on it now. But you know, but the thing is, the fact is that they happen to put at a minimum something like this right here, or some real space suits and their own oxygen supply in order to go into a lot of these COVID rooms in order to keep from catching COVID. So, if the doctors are not trusting their lives to this cloth thing, best believe you should not be trusting your life to this cloth thing as well. All right. So, we were talking about how it spreads. The big stuff was the droplets, and it being like the fecal matter or whatever, and the little stuff was like the thing of the cigarettes or whatever, and it filling up the room and everything like that. Now, one thing I want to talk about before I move on is my neck. Jesus. One thing I want to talk about now is the the social distancing aspect of the things, because context to everything. All right. So say you have two compadres that are walking, going to lunch. They're coworkers, and they're going to lunch. Probably take separate cars and everything, and they're doing their 6 foot or whatever. And then perfecto. You say forget that. You say, for example, you ate your favorite restaurant, and it's a line. It's daggone 6 o'clock or whatever, and it's that blasted, 10 people in line. And one of those 10 people just happen to have COVID. And just like that, the 10 people that are in line, regardless of what order they come in, each one of those people have to have been in each one of those positions at one point. Either it's they're the 10th person in line or the first person in line. So say that to say, okay, you're doing a social distance thing, and with the they have the markers, so that's 60 feet of space or whatever. Okay, so what I'm saying is if it takes a half hour for you to go through that line, that person that has COVID has stayed in that position for a half hour, or stayed in that business a half hour. And say, okay, it takes 5 minutes to move, or 4 minutes to move each spot. You know what I mean? 3 minutes move to each spot in that line to make it for the whole 30 minutes or whatever. 10 positions, 10 spots or whatever. All right. So then, okay, you're at 6 feet, but once that person that is now first in line has gone, that 10th spot person moves to that 9th position. So now the next person that comes in is now taking that 10th spot. So, but what has happened is that number 10 person is now with COVID. So he's doing the social distancing. He's staying his 6 feet apart and everything. But the thing is that person with COVID is making this big old long, path through the establishment, spending 30 minutes throughout. But in each of that, at least the person behind you, if not the person behind that person, is going to get direct contact with all that air you just been breathing. Even though it's 6 feet and everything, with all the air you just been discharging, the person that is behind you that has to take that space once you have left that space is now sucking in on the air for 3 minutes or however long it takes for that line to then advance further. So, I say that to say that the social distancing is only so much as if each of those people are static and they have no movement at all. If those people are not static and they do have movement, that 6 foot thing that social distancing dynamic flies out of the window, because there is no such thing, because you are taking up each other's space. So that is something that everybody has to think about when they go out and order things to eat. Because remember, you got 135,000 people that have caught COVID yesterday. Yesterday, 135,000 people caught COVID yesterday. In 7 days, 1 million people, 1 million more Americans would have caught COVID in 7 damn blasted days from now. In 7 days from now, 1 million people, 1 million more Americans is going to catch COVID in 7 days, because they're not thinking along these same lines, because everything is opening up now. Everything is opening up. So, you are going to be not so much even on top of each other, but definitely a lot closer. Now, okay, so second thing I want to talk about is how do we prevent the spread? Okay, I'm going to go out of order that I'm written this down at. I kind of have already talked about eating out. Number one, wherever you go anywhere, you have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask, some kind of mask. But I would advise everyone in America to upgrade their mask. It's been 11 months, and now we've got more people dying or catching the virus and dying than we ever have had in this virus's existence. So we need to up the ante in our personal protection devices, because all of these people aren't people that are just going out there without any mask. I'm sorry, you can't tell me that. You know what I mean? These people are to wear masks as well, but they're not wearing the mask that is going to prevent them from catching the virus. They're using the mask that is going to prevent you spreading the virus to other people, supposedly. That is the mask that you are wearing. When all of your businesses are issuing these cloth masks with no filter in it, no N95 filter in it. I wish I could take this out, but I know I'm gonna mess up my nails trying to take this apart. Because what did I do? What did I do with the other? What's I supposed to try to think? What did I do with? Oh, I got it. Cool. Look, this is an N95 filter. This filter you cannot see through, right? You cannot see. There's no pores or holes or anything for you to see through this filter. This is an N95 filter. This is a cotton freaking mouth thing. Guess what? You can see through there. There's a lot more porous holes or whatever that the virus and everything can go through. This is not this. I want every American to understand that. This cloth right here is not this. The government is sending you the wrong message when they tell you that this is going to protect you from catching the virus. It's a lie, 100% a lie. All right, so there's that. Okay, so as it relates to, every time I look down, I'm looking at my notes. So I don't know if I made that clear a lot, but excuse me when I do that. First thing I want to talk about is the what do you call it? The airlines, vacations, holidays. People, we got 135,000 people that are catching this stuff every day. The closer we get to the holidays, it's just going to be that many more people that have this virus every day. As of right now, all of the airlines have increased their capacities to the maximum capacities, whereas there's no skipping a middle row or anything like that, middle seat. There's none of that anymore. Everything is being filled up to the max capacity. So that means you're elbow to elbow. That means you're within 1 foot of your elbow to elbow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, you know what I mean? There's no breathing room, literally. So I would advise everyone to not travel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is not going to be something that the stock market is going to like. This is not going to be something that the 401ks is going to be like. This is not going to be something that the airlines are going to be. This is not going to be something that the government is going to like. But it don't matter. It don't matter. In order for me to say that I would feel comfortable in advising people to travel, the airlines has to make some drastic changes. Number one, the airlines have to allow passengers to wear whatever type of face mask that they see fit. At a minimum, it can be whatever y'all crap provide, but we should be allowed to wear face masks that have vents in them, like these right here, or these, or freaking these. We should be allowed to wear them because it is about protecting us. The stuff that y'all gave us at the airport is not going to protect the wearer from catching COVID. The only thing that's going to protect especially if you're sitting right next to a person that has COVID, you wearing this mask. Let me show you something here. This is the map, right? And got it on me. This tight, right? But number one, you got this right here. You got this right here. Number two, it's not an N95 mask. And number three, you can see through the dead bullshit thing. Well, can you see through the dead plastic thing? Like, come on, man. It's not gonna protect you. It's not gonna protect you. And so, okay. At a minimum, I'm sure we'll be able to wear this, but we have to attack this from different angles. It has to be more than just wearing this crap or wearing this to keep people from spreading it. we have to now go to the stage of preventing each other from getting it. So to prevent myself from getting it, I'm going to wear this, because this is going to filter every freaking thing that I inhale through these vents. And so the reason why they're saying that they don't want you to use these is because these have exhaust vents that are actually releasing particles that are more than the nanometers or whatever the heck. But the thing is, you can get sick from more than just the nanometers. You can also get sick from the smoke, and it does not seal around your mouth. So the smoke and the whatever, the virus can escape the mask. You know what I mean? So it's a false security blanket that the government is giving. Plus, you got to understand. Okay, they give the notion. I don't know how true it is that the cabin is quote unquote one of the safest places that you can be in, because of the way that they have the directional air and it filters through all of the filters and whatever. Okay, that may be so. That is, however, when everything is working right, number one, and that is on a plane. That is not, however, in line when you trying to board a plane. That is not, however, in line when you when you're in the restaurants, in your grocery store, in your restaurants, at the airports, trying to load a plane. And it has nothing to do with, as well, the waiting areas and how packed they be, because again, you're on top of each other waiting areas. And I'm sorry, but I know there's going to be a plenty of people that are going to be stranded at one time or another while on holiday vacation, Christmas vacation. I'm sorry. You could spend the nights, not nights, a couple of hours stranded. You could spend a night overnight, because of a snowstorm, a hailstorm, ice storm, whatever. And then you be in that crowded spot and be at the risk of catching COVID. It's not a good look. You might want to think better about it. Now, one other thing that I wanted to have you all to take note of. We are at a very high incidence rate, or infection rate, per capita, to the point in where, a lot of times they don't look at this number here, this stat, but I want you to take a look at, let's see if we can bring this out a little bit, since we, all right, so right now, America, there's one case for every 31 Americans right now. For every 31 Americans that you walk across right now, it's likely that one of them out of every 31 has had COVID-19. So, and that's a lot. Now, in certain states in America, that number is 1 in 31, but not in terms of not in terms of just the ones who has had it or has it right now, but some states are in it as much as 1 in 31, as in currently have it right now. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so in total cases right now, you're looking at Texas right now is taking the lead. Texas taking the lead. Let's see. What I want to look at is total cases per. Now I want to look at active cases right now. So out of the ones, okay, we got California is really active, but they have a population of 39 million. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use something like, let's do active cases. I'm going to use Florida for right now. So right now, Florida has 232,290 active cases right now, right? So that means in Florida, with a population of 21,477, 737, that's Florida's population, right? And if you divide that by the number of active cases that Florida has right now, if you divide that by 232,290, that would mean that 1 in every 92 Floridians have COVID right now, right this very second. 1 out of every 92 Floridians have COVID. Now, as far as ratios, Florida is not the worst. It's pretty bad, but you look at the next state, total cases per million, the active cases right now. Arizona has 19,000 less than Florida has right now in active cases. Arizona is also a third less, or it has a third of the population that Florida has. So you look at that, you would expect then that it would probably transpire that 1 out of 30 Arizonians probably have COVID then. So let's take a look. All right. So again, Arizona with a population of 21,477. Whoa, sorry. But Arizona with a population of 7,278,717. So 7,278,717. Right? And I want to divide that by 213,259. 213,259. Right? Those are the active cases that Arizona currently has right now. And right now, let's go ahead and make that equal sign. 213,295 or 59 cases is Arizona, right? And a population again of 7 million. So in Arizona, 1 out of every 34 people that are living in Arizona has COVID-19 right now. Right now. 1 out of every 34 people in Arizona has COVID right now. And you would think that, okay, if you would go all the way down, let's take a look at, I wonder if we, so again, some of the information may not be quite accurate, but what I want to do, let's take a look at, I want to take a look at the capital city of Arizona, which is Phoenix. Or Phoenix is the largest city. I think their capital is like Scottsdale or something like that. But here, let's see. Here, let's go here, and hopefully that'll get me to where I want. Okay, so hopefully, I was hoping that it would have the active cases. I was hoping I had the active cases for the metro area of, for the counties, Maricopa County. All right, let's go back to this. Yeah. Yeah. I was hoping I could get to the counties to see exactly how much the counties have, but I can't. So, but in any respect, let's go back to the calculator. In any respect, what you would have expected to have with Maricopa County being the highest, the city with the highest concentration of people that are with COVID. Those numbers may be 1 in 20, that have COVID-19. So I wonder, I don't know. I might be able to do it with, let's say, for example, I'm pretty sure that they closed their things. I don't know. Hold on one second, please. But in any respect, it's going to be more concentrated in more urban areas. So the more urban areas, the more higher density of cases that you have in there. It's like, dude, you have to wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. You have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask. Okay, now, as you can see, I have several different masks to wear. The reason why I have several different masks to wear is because, number one, I wanted to try to get the best protection I could have. So just going through different versions of different things, I've used like these ones here that are like the circle kind as well. This pack isn't open. But for each of the different kinds, like they have their pluses and minuses for them. Like for these ones, for example, you can't really wear these out in the rain. So, there goes that. But for these ones, for example, this one and these ones here, they get hot as heck. So, you can't really do work with these on. Not work, but a lot of work with these on because you'll sweat too much. For most people anyways, I kind of like sweating, so it doesn't bother me as much. But if you're outside doing a lot of different things, you may want to switch over to like one of those white masks that are N95, but they have like a more of a seal over your face than these ones. They're still medical grade N95 ones, but they're more like, I want to say like a carpenter mask or something like that nature. you can use those as well if you're doing a lot of strenuous work, and they'll be breathable like the carpenters would do, and they had 100-degree heat or whatever. That's what they would use to make sure that they wouldn't, inhale a lot of bad fumes or whatever. And you can get N95 masks that are made in those same fashions as well. What I would have in my toolbox is one of these right here. This is has a filters and everything in it. This also you can let me move some stuff out of the screen here so it won't be so awkward. You can use, wow, I've been here for an hour. You can utilize this right here in the rain. It's also easy to clean as well. You just take a wipe. It pretty much wipe everything all down. Whereas with this right here, this has material on it. It's you kind of have to wash these more so than using the wipes because of the material. But you can clean the inside and everything with the wipes and everything. So yeah, there is that. Okay. Before I continue going on, I just wanted to go back over to the vacation thing again. The airlines, they had to change. They had to allow us to use the better protection to protect ourselves. So if I was you, I would start calling these airlines, start calling the senators and everything. Like, look, you all got to change the regulations because these masks are not enough. They're not safe enough protection to protect you from these diseases. I mean, if you're flying out of Arizona, if you're flying out of Phoenix, 1 in 30 people that you are around has freaking COVID. If you're in Phoenix, it's probably 1 in 20 people that has COVID. So if you're flying out of this thing, you got 20 people in that plane that probably has COVID, and you're trusting your life to this shit, to this crap right here. That's not what you want to do. So again, I would contact your state representatives, your congressmen and everything, and let them know the situation. The FAA, everybody. They need to know that this is a very serious situation, and everybody really needs to mask up. And we have to do more than just saying, okay, we need to mask up to try not to spread the virus. No, we need to mask up to protect each other from catching the virus, as well as not spreading the virus as well. And in that, you have to spend more money. You have to spend more money. This is going to be like $60 or whatever. That's not a lot of money when it comes to, the hospital bills that you're going to have to pay if you were to catch the COVID-19. Trust me, $60 is one hell of a sweet copay and when it comes to the copay that you're going to have to pay for COVID-19, getting in the hospital, and it might be you're behind 6 feet deep, might be a copay that you have to catch. So, because again, we are going to have 1 million Americans dead from COVID-19 by April the 1st, 2021. Do not be one of them. That is 750,000 more people that are going to die because we currently have 130,000 people a day contracted that blasted disease. So that is why we are going to have 1 million people dead by the disease. And to be honest with you, that is a generous estimate. Because I'm using all of the numbers that we are having at current day. I'm using the death rate that we have at 3.7%, whereas the 3.7% is likely going to be higher. But and the reason why it's likely to be higher is because we're going to have such our hospitals are going to be so inundated with so many COVID people that they're not going to have enough facilities to treat so many people. So the death rate I'm expected as a result of that is to go higher. However, being that we're allowed to use, or the FDA has approved a lot of the medicines to help in the recovery. I'm hoping that will be able to offset some of that, but we're going to have so many people that are not going to be able to receive adequate care for COVID because there's not going to be care available to treat them. Because treating you for COVID is a lot more than just having a hospital bed and somebody coming checking on you. You need a lot more than just somebody to hold your hand, to treat COVID. You need, in most cases, you're going to need a diaplastic dialysis machine to treat your blood, to oxygenate your blood, and you don't have that many blood machines to do it because you have to do it diaplastic, every 15 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there is not, because the ventilators themselves, that's old treatment. A lot of that is going to kill a lot of people because it's improper treatment now. The treatment has changed so much now, but it hasn't changed in the aspect of putting you on a machine and that saving your life. It doesn't work that way, not yet. So with so many areas that are in the boonies, you know what I mean? Like they don't have the resources to treat so many people. As a result, you're going to get a lot of people that are going to die just because of a lack of resources to treat them, and that's going to be very unfortunate. So, and if the numbers continue to grow, say, because again, this is exponential growth that we have had in the numbers in a month. If it be even exponentially more in another month's time, we could have more than just 1 million that die prior to April the 1st. We have to make changes. We cannot continue to keep doing the same ish and expecting a different result. And with so many people that that are coming down with these diseases, I honestly believe that we need to shut everything down. I wouldn't even, I would call things. See, here's the problem. They're not going to shut a lot of the states down. They're not going to shut down the economy because it's Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. This is like the biggest time of the year for most retailers and everything. This is the biggest time of the year for most airlines and everything. And so they're not going to close the economy down. Trump is still president and will be president for the next 70 days. So there is no way that they're going to close anything down to try to save anybody's life or anything. So, the situation is going to get worse before it gets better. And now, you're having states that like Michigan that, are reporting their highest numbers since the coronavirus ever started. But yet, you got legislations or judges and everything stripping their powers away to keep from putting their constituents on lockdown. Like, you have to go on lockdown. You have to change the trajectory of this stuff, but again, they wanted to have, what was it group immunity or something? I forget what stupid stuff that they said. Like, it's crazy. Okay. They're not going to shut the economy down, but they should. So Aside from that point, we talked about other parts, things that need to be done. I already mentioned some of the things in home, like and when you go out, pretty much go out once a day and come in once a day. Don't run in and out or whatever, because we're in chemical warfare, like biological weapons. You don't want to introduce this crap into your home. When it introduces your home, it will spread like wildfire to everybody else in your house. If you do have COVID and you are living with someone else, it is be advisable for you to find to isolate yourself, to clean everything, to find somewhere else to live. Like if you have like an apartment, it would be nice for people if the families could start getting together and just having a sick house, sick bay place to for family members that are not sick enough to go to the hospital, but yet sick, so they need to stay away from the rest of the people in their house or whatever, because you don't want it to spread to other people that are vulnerable into your homes. We have to keep drilling this into our heads. We got to get better and better at this, as opposed to being lazier and lazier at this as time goes on. So we have to make sure that we try to keep our family members safe. If you're the caretaker, you gotta get some of your cousins or something to come in to help out with the kids or something, or have your grandma to take the kids, or something to help your kids out from being okay. If one of your kids happen to catch it from school, like, you're gonna have to make sure that you mask up. Everybody has to mask up in the house 24/7. Everybody have to mask up, isolate them in a room. Hopefully you got a wing of your house that you can isolate them over and keep everybody else away from that place, and have what do you call it? What's the jiggle? Proper ventilation and everything in there, to make sure that proper ventilation and everything in there, to make sure that that the air is taken out and it's not recirculated throughout the house, and clean everything, disinfect everything. Everybody should be going back into the stores and restocking up on cleaning supplies, because we should get locked down. I don't know if we are, but if we're still alive by the time Joe Biden gets in, I hope to God that he puts us on lockdown, because I can only imagine how bad things are going to get if we are not doing anything to deviate from our current trajectories. There's that. Now, as far as businesses and workplaces, again, like places like in Arizona, listen, you got to wear this. Whenever you go to any place, if you have to go to work at business or whatever, wear this. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sweaty or whatever. If you have to, if you have to talk or whatever, and because these ones you can't really hear. Like if you're on a telephone or something, you might have to revert to something like this one's here, or probably even hopefully you can work from home if you got to be on the telephone or whatever, because I would not be in a workplace at all. I'm not trying to share or work nothing with anyone. So for college students, I would not go back to school at all. I would take everything online. K-12 parents, you got to figure out something to do with your kids because winter and winter and fall semester, winter and spring semester should not be a consideration. Winter, what is it? Winter, fall, winter. It's we're in winter right now, right? Excuse me, winter and spring semester, whatever it is. Uh, I would say that that is not going to happen. So yeah, because the more people you get, the more stuff is going to spread, and people, because of the fact that we're going from this people testing and that people testing and this people testing and that people testing. There is no, the reporting is all over the map right now, and that's why we all of a sudden just blossom into this big old conundrum that we're in right now is because of the reporting, and likely it's going to be a super spreader event like none other. Shopping and everything, like I would do all my shopping from home. I would not shop anywhere. Like you're talking about, man, the economy is going to get hit like a son of a gun. Like, oh my God. Like, if you got money in the stock market, I would try to take money out now because when the reality of how bad this shit is going to be how bad this stuff is going to be for businesses and everything, when that seeps into the markets, it's going to be like nothing you've seen before. Um, I just hope that we can handle it, because a lot of people we're not thinking we're not thinking. Um, Next, I want to talk about how to clean the mask. Again, with these two types, we know we can throw them in a wash machine and wash those. Um, You'll want to use like some pine salt or bleach to put in there, or some like very good expensive detergent. Um, but yeah, so if you don't have that, I mean, aside from that, these ones too, you should throw them in the wash machine as well. But for daily use, you can clean the inside, and you can also, if you can clean the outside as well with one of like the wet ones, or I have Lysol wipes. The Lysol wipes are better for me to clean these because it's lemon fresh. The wet ones don't really smell good. Should be putting on my face or whatever. I don't know why, but it just don't smell right. So I tend to use the lemon scented Lysol wipes. But what I would do and just pretend like this is a wipe or whatever. Nah, just take it and clean like the inside of it or whatever. First, when I get home, clean the inside or whatever of it real good, uh, into the grooves and all that good junk. And then I clean the outside of it as well. Cleaning, making sure you go from the outside, from the inside out, because you don't want to clean the outside first and then clean the inside, because you'll be transferring all of the bad stuff from the outside into the inside of your mask. So you want to take the clean wipe and clean the inside of your mask first, and then clean the outside of your mask. You'll be able to clean like the ridges and everything, all everywhere, including even the straps and everything. You want to clean it off. You want to do this daily. Um, Now, as well, um, what the proper, actually, even before then, or not just daily, you want to do it, say, say if you're a person that has a mask like this, and um, and you have some wipes and everything, and you're going in and out of different places. You don't want to wear this all day um, without taking it off. So what I would do is take this off in the car and have one of my wipes in the car, and I would clean the outside of it in the car and everything if I wanted to do that way. But that was how I was doing it. I may switch over to the point of just not taking this off at all. Um, it's going to be taking some getting used to throughout the whole day, because again, um, the stuff can get trapped in your clothes, and if you're around somebody that has it, if you're in that environment for a long time, you don't want to take off your mask until you're able to take off all of your clothes as well. And then once you're able to do all that, I would take my clothes off and throw it up in the washing machine immediately. Take this, and you can clean it and everything. You can't really run any water or anything on it because it would damage the filters or whatever. So that's why you use the wipe. You go ahead and clean that and everything after you put your clothes in the wash, and then you go in and you would take the shower when you go home and everything. So that's how you do the cleaning on everything. And again, just want to reiterate, everything is single use only. Single use is the point to where you trick it, put the mask on to the point that you take the mask off, whether it be to eat something or to whatever, to say something to someone. At that point, that is a use, and you should be disposing that or cleaning it or something of that nature, because if you take it off and just set it right by your side and that is contaminated, again, you are going to be breathing in those stuff. I see a bunch of my neighbors, I'm going to have to talk to them, they're deaf and everything. They have their mask sitting up on their visor, and like they got like 3 of them or something like that. Yo, like, you can't leave your mask on the visors because they're not clean, and you wearing your mask without cleaning them, and you got your AC or your heater or whatever blowing, all that stuff is just blowing all that chemicals right back on you. We can't be this dense, that's why I say I hope that everyone paid attention to the earlier parts about how this thing spreads, because this is serious stuff, and it's going to keep on spreading um, without any abatement, if our current political parties continue to do what they're doing. Um, so hopefully the Biden and Harris um, team does better, but we have a long way to go. Okay, looking at my notes here again. So anything that I left off, I think that is about it. Um, it's we are in a very bad situation right now. Um, we're in a very bad situation right now. If we don't do something drastically to change our direction as it relates to COVID-19 in a total and the rapid acceleration of cases, come January, we are going to have some major, 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 major problems. Major problems financially, stock markets. We are going to have some major problems well before January the 1st. But first quarter, like January on through, like really, like if the Congress does not get together and pass some kind of stimulus package and everything to and do something to stem the tide of these COVID-19, January, you think things are bad now, things are going to get so much worse on so many different levels come January. If we do not draw a line in the sand right now and do all that we can to try to put this coronavirus thing, to stop it and to put it behind us. If we don't do what is necessary, um, you know, God help us come January the 20th, and God help the new administration, because they are going to have we are going to be in a very, very, very bad situation if the current president and political leadership that is in the White House, and those that are in Congress, and those that are preparing to enter the White House, do not do anything to change the trajectory of which we are going to, or which we are heading. Um, I pray to God, 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 God, pray to God, please the Lord, please the Lord, please the Lord, please the Lord, please the Lord. I hope that somebody is listening out there. I hope that this reaches the right ear. I hope that that somebody will listen to this, that 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 it will touch, our nation's heart. That whoever listens to it, every person that listens to it, just says, okay, that they take it and they understand that it is coming from a pure spot, and a place to really try to help everyone, everyone, everyone. I hope that everyone that hears it takes it in that way, and that I'm trying to help, and that I'm trying to help and hope that we can start doing what is necessary, what it will be necessary to heal the nation, because the election may be over, but the battle is not won. We have a very long, long, long way to go. These next 90 days are going to be um, very, very, very painful. There is going to be um, a bright light on the other side, but it is going to be a very dark winter for America. Um, I'm hoping I'm hoping everybody gets prayed up. I'm hoping that 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 state governments, that national governments, that the political leaders can have enough foresight to see the magnitude of things that are happening. I'm hoping that they could establish a stimulus bill that would be able to keep people in their homes this winter, and businesses open. I'm hoping that that Trump or somebody in the White House can do something to change the trajectory of how this COVID virus is going in America, because it's I just cannot stand that we're going to have 1 million people in America dead, dead by April the 1st. April the 1st, we're going to have 1 million people dead. 1 million people dead by April the 1st. Please, dear Lord, I hope that this does not come to pass. I hope that you can do anything and everything to just put in everyone's heart to really take heed to this message, and to listen and play it again and again and again, and share it with all of their loved ones and friends, because I do not want this forecast to come to pass, and we have to do all that we can, and follow all of these directions that we can, because we got to do more than just saying that, okay, we want to try to prevent the spread of this disease. We've got to do, we want to also say we want you to not catch the disease as well, and we want you to now spend money and do things other than what you have done before, in order for you to actually to prepare yourself, or to help you to not catch the disease by, maybe it can be provided by the government. Maybe they can, to can spend money for these. I don't know, but I'm hoping to God that a lot of these churches and everything, I don't know if you're feeding people, like what you're doing now. I mean, you get all this money for all this time. I don't know, but I would hope that you are buying your congregations masks, proper masks to protect themselves. Please, dear Lord, God bless. God bless America. God bless the United States. God bless you all. I hope that things change. All the rich basketball players right now, what we need is proper masks. I don't know if you all can start like a fund to help out, like kids in foster care, like have them to get like a legit mask, yo. I mean, like, or I don't know, like um, like we have a lot of at-risk people. We have 10 million people that we have over 10 million people that are right now. We got so many people that are jobless right now. We also have to do something to stop, again, an evictions, and we also have to do something to stop the utilities from cutting off the utilities, the water, and the electricity, the gas as well. We have to do that. And as well, we also have to look out for other communities in the global arena. I especially want to draw attention to a particular country. I want to think it was the, what was it again? Hold on one second. What was it? It was, let's do this 2 seconds here. I want to draw attention to the Czech Republic. I know this ain't exactly America's, backyard or everything, but WHO, the UN, um, the, 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 UN, um I hope that you all are listening to this as well. Um, the Czech Republic needs a lot of help right now as well. Um, let's see if I can bring this in. Um, no, what's that? As you can see, I guess you can't. As you can see, it has 429,000 cases total. Right now, it currently has 277,000 cases. Oh, wait, sorry. The active cases are 147,000 active cases right now. But this is in a population of only 2.6 million people. So this is very bad right now. They have the highest case in terms of capita, and because they're having a very high rate of new cases daily, that this number is going to change dramatically. Right now, they're in 1 out of 25 that have had the case or currently has COVID-19. But the problem here is that if you look into it further, say for example, let's see, if let's try to get away so I can show as much here. So if I were to go, right now it has 147,048 cases that are active right now. And again, that is wait, I don't want it that way. I want to see how many out of the so it currently has 2,628,134. That's the current population, and it currently has 147,084. So out of the population, one out of every That doesn't make sense to me. What am I doing wrong? Did I put the right number in? Did they put the right one in? Because 2,628 134 divided by 429 0 equals. So that's 1 in every 6. What am I doing? Oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. Sorry. I'm like, this is not right. Okay, so I used the wrong population numbers. I was using something as their main population. So their population is 10,716,215. And then again, they divide that out of the total active cases, which is 084. All right, so they currently have 1 out of 72 people in Czechia has it right now. But the problem again is that their new cases are coming. It's so high, um, and they have such a low population that, as you see here, in terms of other countries and everything in the same population point, or even the same case numbers, averaging numbers and everything, the other people, okay, this is 11,000 or 11 million, but they're only getting 3,000 a day new cases. And the next one, this is 9. This was less than 1,000 a day. So this was getting 12 times more as these ones, but it's the same equivalent population. So that's why I'm really want to highlight Czechia, or the Czech Republic, and hope that UN can you know pay particular attention to that region. Um, but I hope the U.S. Well, hey, I guess WHO and UN, you can pay some attention over here at the U.S. as well, because we need some help. And I know that you saw that Joe Biden said that he's going to be paying the bills, putting the money back in. So, I mean, if you can do anything to help us out over here in America, um, we would certainly appreciate it as well. But with that being said, I believe that was about it. You know, um, this same messages can be shared to other countries as well. I'm sure that you wouldn't find too many things that are different in your country, and a lot of things that I've shared to the American audience can be equally, can be just as applicable in your countries as well. Um, if there is anyone in government, whether it's nationally, internationally, if you all want me to speak at any kind of events, or um, doing everything remotely anyways, I'll be more than happy to talk to any of your um, uh, co-workers, any of your employees, any of your constituents, whomever. I would be more than happy to talk with anyone to answer any questions that they may have in regards to this topic. Um, um, I hope that it was very informative. I apologize for the long windedness of it, but I hope that you were able to get a lot of valuable information about the coronavirus. And with that being said, I thank you, and God bless. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.